Did I do good?
Sort of.
Sort of. That sounds like, yeah, they're laughing right now. That sounds like you're being politically correct. In reality, let me ask you again, did I do good?
No, not really.
There's the truth, guys.
But she's very, very large, more than 1,000 miles wide. So I thought I would give us some perspective and put her over Colorado. Inspecting the picture, I don't know what these two guys are doing, but I call shenanigans of some sort right there. Something funky was going on, but you can see they had a good time. So I'm over there in the weather office, ready to start my weekend, kind of tidying up the loose ends, and then the producer gets in my ear and tells me that apparently on a rundown, which is sort of the order of the show here, that I'm supposed to do 40 seconds of weather right now. I don't see anything like that on the rundown here, except, oh, on the very last page, a little thing called backtrack. Supposedly I have 40 seconds, which I think I've wasted about 20 of now. And the word is starting to get out about Storm Tracker 13 in the Southern Colorado classroom. It is arriving in the schools and will continue to do so over the next week or so.
Who's one of the attractions here at the fair. They're standing behind me right now, and they actually use, wait, I'm feeling it. I used to do weather, that's a fact. But now I'm busting out with a brand new act. My producer said rap, is this what she means? I don't think so, I better spill the beans. A little later on, about 5:15, I'm tracking cooler weather, tell you what I mean. This is the end, I'm over, I'm through. Eric and Heather, back to you.
And the weekend forecast is a hair puller. What do I mean by that? Well, I mean I'm looking at it and it's making me want to pull my hair out because we're trying to figure out some subtle details that you might not care about but makes a big difference in terms of what you're going to experience over the weekend. And that's the only reason I'm here, is to figure this stuff out. I'm going to put on tonight's new model, and it actually gives us just a little bit more than that, taking us up to around 8/10 of an inch, with the bulk of that coming in tomorrow afternoon and evening. You see, we start adding it up in a big way between about 2 o'clock and about 4 o'clock in the morning. I better fix that or I'll get an email from my wife. Yeah, that's all of the 5th graders there making a thunderstorm, and a little bit of a workout for me, but we hung out for a little bit, talked about our website that is a companion to that book, and then passed them out. Good. District 11 getting more than 2,200 books. That, of course, the biggest school district in Southern Colorado. We keep handing these out. Anders was down in District 2 today, and we'll be out and about here over the next several weeks as we continue to provide this community service. The Raiders have no excuses weather-wise when the Broncos put the hammer down on them a little bit later on tonight. Notice the tie in the Bronco? What a correlation there. I think so. Back to you. Molecules will become very small, allowing them to cool off very fast and thus turn into ice crystals. And that's what we saw earlier in the newscast. But watch what happens as we head into the start of the weekend. We get the jet stream to just dive into Colorado with some very strong wind aloft. Now here's the important part. With our terrain in Colorado, the Rocky Mountains, that wind ends up going up and over the mountains and sinks a lot like water going over a boulder or a rock in a stream. And along the eastern slopes of the mountains, that stuff ends up accelerating down to the surface. And you can see here the high wind potential early Saturday morning right along the eastern slopes. Yes, again, right now it looks like some damaging gusts will again be possible. And we will track that very, very closely here over the next few days. And that's because we've been watching snow develop to our north through the afternoon. It will expand southward overnight tonight, maybe at times across the Palmer Divide by midnight, and then sort of sliding southward into the early morning, becoming moderate at times, and we'll just keep this snow around through the day tomorrow. All in all, it should be very pretty. It'll be a dry and airy snow, very fluffy stuff, champagne powder if you want to think about it that way. Easy to brush off the car windshield or to broom off the sidewalk. We will have snow-packed roads though, and so you will need to allow some extra time if you're going to be traveling. Instability gets better with time as we head through the afternoon. Throw in the wind shear. Storms will be rotating. You put it all together, could get an isolated severe thunderstorm up and down the front range as the storms move off of the mountains. At that point, probably capable of producing some 1-inch diameter hail. As they move eastward into a better environment with time, the hail could get bigger, up to around 2 inches or so in diameter. Can't rule out some tornadoes either. We'll keep you ahead of the storm through the day. Let me ask you again, did I do good?
No, not really.
Okay. There's the truth, guys.